this is Danae, and today's video is all about Chopin Study Opus 10 number 9. The Study Opus 10 number 9 is one of the most famous studies of his two cycles, Opus 10 and Opus 25, for the left hand. And you have been asking me quite a lot if I can make a video about a piece for the left hand, and also in general more videos about Chopin studies. So this is a pretty requested one, and today I'm going to be sharing how I practice this study, which special exercises I use, what I look out for, and in the end I'm also going to play a run through of the study. So if you're interested in all of that, then keep on watching. So the most important thing in this study to me is the correct hand position of the left hand. The left hand is playing these pretty uncomfortable big intervals within one group of 6 notes. The hardest part is right in the beginning when you start with your 5th finger on the F and then have to play the 4th finger on the C. So you have this 5th and you have to play literally like this, because then you have the thumb coming in quite high notes, which doesn't permit you to, for example, use the 2nd or 3rd finger. So the important thing here is to keep your hand in a position where it allows you to easily place the thumb an octave higher, or even a 9th or 10th, since that is required later on in the study, and keep it in that position and have the 5th finger of the left hand literally play this one note like this. Don't change the entire hand position to something like this and then have to go back all the way to get the other notes. So the main position of the hand is geared towards accommodating most of the notes, which is everything except for the 5th finger. So you're pretty much here, and then only that bass note of the 5th finger is the moment when you change it only as little as possible. So just so that you can get the note and then back up. And the key here is your 4th finger, which of course is the weakest finger of the hand, so it really trains that 4th finger. And the key here is for that 4th finger to stay in place at all times. When you play the 5th finger, don't lift it and take it away and put it back here to make it easier. Let it on that C, or later on the other notes, and keep it there so that you really achieve this kind of a position. And this little intro about the hand position is to explain the first exercise, which in my opinion also is the most important and most helpful exercise for this study. And it is to press the 4th finger, keep it down, just keep that C down, and then play the other fingers around it. That way you can train the hand position and posture that I was talking about. You can find a way to feel relaxed and not have any cramps or pain when playing these uncomfortable positions. And most importantly, you can get used to hitting that bass note with the 5th finger reliably without having to move the 4th finger too much. Exercise, I do one of my typical exercises when it comes to fast passages. In this case, we have groups of 6, so I divide it into 2 slow ones and 4 fast ones. Play through the entire study using that exercise. Then I turn it around and divide it into 4 fast ones and 2 slow ones, and again play through the entire study using that exercise. those 3 exercises, my left hand really feels quite trained and exhausted, and I feel like it's time to take a break. So this is when I take my right hand and practice it separately in order to focus on the melody, the phrasing, to make it very secure so that I don't have to focus on it too much when I put them both together. And so I play through the entire study with the right hand only. After that, I divide the study up into each bar. So I play each bar separately with both hands together and make sure that my left hand has the same posture and finger position that we have been practicing in the previous exercises when putting it together with the right hand. After that, I finally put everything together and play through the entire study. Keep in mind, again, that of course when you start out, you're not going to play it in the final tempo. You can start out by playing it in a much slower tempo, especially the run through, which is always the hardest, and then slowly increase it. As I've mentioned in my previous Chopin study videos, for me, approaching the Chopin studies is a very long-term process, so I really emphasize that you can start out early and take your time, take a very slow tempo, play the exercises at a very slow tempo as well, whatever feels comfortable and natural to you, and then slowly increase it over time. That way you will ensure that when you do arrive at the final tempo a couple of months later, you will really feel very, very secure in that study. I really hope that you enjoyed this video and that you found it helpful. If you're interested in some other videos about Chopin studies that I've done, I will link them in the description box down below. I've discussed Opus 10 number 1, 2, Opus 25 number 2, Opus 25 number 8. Let me know what your experiences have been with this particular study or also other pieces for the left hand. I find that this is a very specific type of repertoire. When talking about piano repertoire, someone of you had suggested to me to talk about the Chopin Prelude number 3, which is for the left hand. I decided to do the study because I find like it gives us a little more room to talk about the left hand than the prelude. But all these pieces are great examples for pieces that really train the left hand. So let me know how you practice your left hand, if you feel that it is the stronger or the weaker hand, and what your experiences are with it in general. And I'll see you again in the next video. Bye.